Yeah, I screwed up on this. How's it going, everybody? My name is Alex, and this is Garage to Home, where I've been working on converting this old mechanic's garage into a single-family home. If you did watch last week's video, I made some big mistakes, but I think I may have a way to salvage what we have here. So thank you so much for all of the comments. I really appreciate letting me know about everything. I didn't take offense to it or anything. It was really constructive criticism that I really appreciated. So one of the things that I originally did is I bought the undermount sink first. The goal from the beginning was to put butcher block all around, and then later in the process maybe upgrade to a quartz or some sort of stone. When I was looking at the butcher block countertops, these right here were about $90 cheaper. Probably a reason why, and I took the easy, or I tried to take the cheap way out. But I made the mistake, because what a lot of you have noted is even if I did the best job in the world, sealing all around there, there's still a chance that any sort of water that gets into this particle board is just going to sop it all up and get all wavy and everything. So a lot of you were kind of saying, you just got to can it. You got to can the idea. And to be honest, I agree with you. I think that, again, I got a little excited, and I do like the color. But the other issue I did too, when I did cut out the piece here for the miter's actually wrong too. So this does go on an angle, and it maybe would have been fine. However, this miter should go directly on an angle to the corner, right in this corner here. And the way it's cut, it doesn't work that way. So again, I think I'm gonna make the executive decision here. Just like many other things in this project, I screwed it up, and this was a big one because, again, this was, I think, $270 or $280 that kind of went down the drain. However, I just got an idea to fix it. The other mistake I made too, I got a little excited buying the cabinet. You can see the front of this cabinet and the fronts of those cabinets. Those are incorrect. I think this is shaker style, and then I forget the exact cutout for that. But luckily with this situation, I can get new cabinet fronts. So what am I going to do with this? It's kind of cut out, and I really don't have that much space to work with. But I think I came up with a pretty solid idea. So I'm back in the bathroom again. I have been so uneasy about what I want to do with this space. I did find that storage cabinet, and I figured I would put it in here. But I figured I'd get actually even more creative. That cabinet was free, so I definitely can always put it in another spot, and maybe might put it in the hallway or something like that. But I did find this at Goodwill. This is just a typical, cabinet that they sell at Target. I got it for $20. I'm sure it's maybe 50 or 55, 60 around there. So a little bit of savings. But what I think I'm actually going to do is build this out and then cut out the portion that'll fit this and turn this into a folding table here. So I'm still going to have to build out behind this. So I think this is only 11, just about 12 inches deep. So I can still use it as a cabinet, and then I'm gonna have to build behind it so then the countertop can fit. But I figured that is maybe a good solution to spending money on that and not wanting to throw it out. So kind of turning lemons into lemonade. We still have a few more things to do too. I did have some ceiling fans sent out to me, so we're going to install those. But real quick, since I just got that idea, I'm kind of excited. Let's put this together, and then I'm going to repurpose that countertop. All right, let's get this open. As you can see, I got a nice rug below me. This is actually a yard sale find. $10 for this carpet here. So I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the bedroom or even just keep it out where it is right now. But I figured for that price, I have to pick it up, and I'll figure out a place to put it. So, but I kind of like it in this hallway here, I guess you can say. All right, let's get this all out and put this together real quick. right, so we got it in the space here. I do still need to move this washer dryer combo over just a little bit. I still want to put in trim and everything, that's why I don't have that. I'll eventually need to figure out a way to maybe hide or make this kind of mesh together. Maybe even if I built something out and, you know, moved this over even a little bit. But where this currently is sitting, how I'm able to be behind it, is the countertop is, I believe, 26.5 inches. So this is about how far it would be. So again, what I want to do is cut the length of this, or the width of it, I should say. And then I'm going to build out something with some scrap 2x4s, and that way it has something to sit on back here. And then we're gonna have a big folding table for everything, which is great. So I guess first step is going to be cutting out the width of this cabinet here. So I am gonna make this a little bit easy on myself. So I only need just about 25 inches. And luckily from here to here is like 29. So I'm going to cut this, and then this will just be trash at that point. All right, also gonna get some safety glasses too, but let's bring this outside. Okay, so we got our cutout line here. We don't need this, and we don't need that. One other thing I can do to learn from my mistakes last time is also set up pretty much like my own track for a track saw. So then all I have to do is just butt this up against it and get to cutting. Okay. All right, now let's do the other side here. Same situation here, got everything set up, and now I just follow the track. Got a little bit of tear out, obviously, from that. That was not my brightest idea, but let's see how this fits. So we got it fitted into place, and I'm pretty happy with that. There is that little bit of tear out there. That was my mistake. That was me being dumb. But I'm sure, again, they sell this cover, and I can easily just cover that up. But I think what it really does is what it looked like before. It kind of looked a little awkward. This is now, you know, a full-size folding table. I could fit, you know, a laundry basket on here. And then, of course, the only other thing I'm going to have to do, you can see here, I am going to have to grab the saw and just trim just a little bit on here to make sure that these are able to be opened. But for the time being, it's a pretty good fit. And I think we got to build out this little back support here. So if you can see it, right back there is all open. I was just about to start to measure everything out to build that out in the back, and it kind of hit me to think smart and not hard. So really all I have to do is just put a piece of wood under this, so then this stays secure, and then of course I can secure the countertop itself to the cabinet. and then still, of course, cover this. But I don't have to build everything out like I thought I was going to. So I do have some scrap wood. Let's get this in the spot here. I know this is not the most ideal way to do this, but it will work. All right, I did screw those into studs. So now, when I put this on now, and there's still some adjusting to do, definitely. But, I don't know if you can see it, but we're nice and level there. So, and the other cool thing too, is I am going to secure that piece of wood. Usually they provide this to make sure that this doesn't fall forward. Instead, I'll set it up like that. And that then will be directly connected to that. So we're gonna take a little bit of a pit stop over from the bathroom, and we are going to head into the bedrooms. I had a company named Amico send me out 2 ceiling fans. So I'm really excited to get these in. I kind of already did the hard part of getting that bracket in, getting this all connected. But I wanted to make sure I got everything going in case I needed to stop at the hardware store and get anything else. So really cool that they sent these out. Very sleek, and I'll show you a little bit more at the end. But let's get this installed. We got everything wired up. All that is left is to put in the fan blades themselves. So I'm of course going to go with black for now. I do think it would be really cool if down the road I can actually match that beam to something like this. But for the time being, and maybe I'll have trouble with that. But we will put these in and get these up, connect the light, and we will be good to go. And then this should slide right into place. There you go. All right, now I think it's time for a test. Let's see how I did. Hey, there we go. Now we got a bunch of lights in here. All right, now that we got this on, I can of course make it brighter. I can actually match the lights, which is nice. And then again, there's a timer. I can turn this on full blast here. And what's nice about this, because I have the mini split here, that I can push it down, and now this air is just gonna go straight down and fill up this room here. So let me actually get down because this is going a little quick. So what's great about this is it's nice and compact. I love it in this space. I'm gonna have black hardware, so I'm glad I went with the black fan. They have a ton of different options if you wanna go white or anything like that. And what's great about this is they gave me a code for you guys. So if you want to use the code ALEX15, you'll get 15% off your orders. So I can't thank them enough for sending this out. And what's nice too is they sent me the same exact one to install in my bedroom. And I'm pretty happy to get this much closer to having a space finished, because now I don't have exposed wire. I have a beautiful fan here. So again, use code ALEX15, and Amico, thank you so much for reaching out and sending out these fans. After I got that ceiling fan installed, I packed it up for the day and came back the next day with this piece that I purchased from the hardware store. What I'm doing now is just cutting to fit it into place. The only mistake that I did make, you can see there was a little bit of cutout there, and what it ended up cutting off was the piece that I measured for that little lip at the back of the countertop. But everything was okay, and I'll explain it in a second. But what I did is I used some Loctite, put it into place, and then also used some painter's tape to keep it in place while it dries. So I'm going to let this dry, and then there's still just a few more things that I do want to do off camera. So next time you see this bathroom, this will be fixed. I'm assuming it's called L trim or something like that, but just a little trim that'll go around each side, and that'll go down, not only hide this different color, but then it'll hide this little gap here too. I may do the same up top. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or paint it white, anything like that. And then on the back here, there's a little bit of gap. I figured because I accidentally cut that little piece off, I still need to trim this up. I figured it'd actually be nice to have a piece of trim, potentially, you know, a piece of quarter round or something along those lines that'll go up the entire thing. But now this is pretty much ready to go to use, again, not only as a folding table once this is fully set up, but it'll have definitely some nice storage for the bathroom. So we're gonna let this dry up and we'll come back to it. Where I am standing should have a countertop, but again, thanks to all the people who commented on last video, I'm glad we were able to salvage something and turn that piece that was pretty much gonna go into the trash, I guess, into a small little folding table. So for next week's video, I haven't really decided what I want to do. I think I am maybe going to go ahead and get that butcher block. I know when I had that on the countertop, it did get me pretty excited to get this kitchen finished and running, and it'll be great to finally get that sink in and have some running water. So I think that's maybe what I'm going to lean towards next video, so definitely be subscribed if you want to check that out, and again, give me your 2 cents if I did it right the second time around. But yeah, you know, things happen, don't get discouraged, and there's always probably a way to figure things out. So, you know, obviously that folding table is kind of put together a little weird, but for all things considered, we did it pretty cheaply, and it's pretty functional too. So thank you so much for checking out today's video, and again, thank you to Amico for sending those ceiling fans out, and again, use the code ALEX15 for 15% off, and I'll have that link in the bio. Alrighty, I will catch you on the next one. See you later.